Verma, the CEO and ED at MapmyIndia, on the show to talk about how India Inc. can actually participate in ISRO's space mission. Rohan, hi, morning. Great to have you in ET now. Rohan, more so one is seeing that there is larger participation from amidst private players onto such as, missions such as Chandrayaan, for instance. When it comes to satellite launch services, tell me what could be the participation of the private sector in the times to come, and how is it that you at MapmyIndia play a role in this?
Hi, thanks for having me on your show. Actually, this democratization of satellite technology, and especially downstream applications, which are the largest value share of the value chain in the space industry, is happening, has been happening organically, but also is getting a fillip because the government is kind of pushing satellite launch services, both in terms of reducing or removing the GST, but also encouraging more private participation, which means more satellites. Now, Earth observation satellites, positioning, navigation, and timing satellites, and communication satellites. From MapmyIndia's perspective, because our Mappls app, as you can see, which is free for users, or our enterprise solutions, or our IoT devices, all are leveraging these types of satellite technologies to create applications which benefit users. So we see this as a fillip to our products, our business, and ultimately the value being given to consumers who use the Mappls app, or to enterprises, both in the government, defense, as well as in the private sector, who use our geospatial analytics, who use our satellite imagery analytics, who use our GPS and Navic-based IoT devices. So it's time for Indian companies, and those especially in the value chain of the space or geospatial sector.
All right. Thanks so much for taking time out, Rohan, and joining in. I wanted to also get in your take then as to what the industry is really feeling like and what the outlook is like for some of the private players such as yours in terms of the exposure to revenue from the defense segment as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of positivity. For the longest time, getting into the defense sector, even into the space sector, was a very, very hard thing. There were very few that could get in. We've been lucky in the last few years as MapmyIndia to be working with ISRO, who is our customer, but also working with ISRO, who's our partner, with whom we mutually exchange maps and satellite imagery. And of course, we sell IoT devices based on Navic. Even with the defense, geospatial and space is a strategic sector. The more indigenous maps and technologies are used by civilians or private sector, the more it gives strategic resilience and geopolitical power to Indian government. But also the defense becomes more capable. And so the work that we are doing with them is really to bring our cutting edge technology and maps, those 3D, 4D, high definition maps, geospatial analytics, navigation technology, to enable the armed forces to be better equipped to defend India. So it's an exciting time. We are well placed. And so is the rest of the industry. The best of the industry will be chosen to work with defense and space. So I think this creates kind of this path for high-end technology products and platforms company to really kind of scale in this area of defense and space.
Hi Rohan, this is Anish also joining in the conversation. So defense is one vertical that you're watching out for, but the mainstay continues to be the navigation vehicles and all of that, right? And you're expecting quite a bit of growth there as well. There are reports talking about how that could be 3x in the coming years. Could you talk to us about which new OEMs have you onboarded, how the overall demand sentiment is like when it comes to the growth in the navigation vehicle segment?
Yeah, actually, almost every OEM works with me and works with us, MapmyIndia. And four-wheelers, almost everybody. Two-wheelers, the exciting part was this Harley-Davidson being launched by Hero. That, of course, comes with MapmyIndia built in. That's something that went live recently. But not just them. I think almost every new vehicle launch that you are seeing, for example, Suzuki did the MPV, that comes with MapmyIndia in the Suzuki Connect, for example. So you're seeing almost all OEMs use MapmyIndia in that way. And just to kind of highlight the kind of scale that we're seeing, the MapmyIndia free consumer navigation app is actually #1 on the charts right now, having Google Maps. Who would have ever thought that on Apple phones or that, or any free consumer app alternative to Google Maps could be the #1. But there's so many new features we provide from a safety point of view that more and more people are downloading the free Mapples app, and it's risen to the #1 in the charts, and we're seeing huge momentum there as well.
Is that the reason you're confident about achieving 1,000 crore revenue by FY28? Because that's almost a 30% CAGR.
Yeah, I mean, we did our investor analyst day, recently, and we basically gave the path that look, our different industry verticals, so automotive, government, corporate, and mobility, all of them based on a large open order book, based on our position, and based on the market seeing the value in us. You've seen our track record of CAGR already at 35-40% in the last few years. So we see no reason why, in the next 4 to 5 years, we can't do 1,000 plus crores. And we laid out like a detailed plan explaining that to the audience, as well as the use cases where people are using us. So yeah, we're quite confident, quite excited, and there's a lot more to come as well.
On that note, we'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. You're